Hi, and welcome back to the Up Dog Yoga Mama Studio. You're here for your week 5 Yoga for Mamas class. So let's go ahead and get started. Make sure, as usual, you've got your bolster or cushion, block or two, or your book or two of equal width and height. All right, so to get started today, we're going to start in Vyana Mudra in a reclined butterfly. And to take Vyana Mudra, you're going to connect your pointer finger with your thumbs, just at the tips. And then we'll add our middle finger to the middle knuckle of your thumb. And then just relax the ring and the pinky fingers, and the palms will rest up. So we'll take that in a reclined butterfly. Using your bolster or your cushion. Of course, if you want a deeper chest opener in your reclined butterfly, you can always use your block between the shoulder blades. But let's go ahead and give ourselves a couple of breaths here to get set up in our reclined butterfly with that beautiful Vyana Mudra. Pointer fingers connected to thumbs, middle fingers connected to the knuckle of the thumb. Go ahead and relax the shoulders away from the ears. Let the belly be soft, let the eyes be soft. And let's start with a couple rounds of breath here, really filling up the belly, filling up the chest. Pulling that breath all the way up into the head. Hold it at the top just for a moment. And then slowly release that breath through the mouth. And follow this for a couple more rounds of breath, using these breaths to settle yourself into your space and into this time you're giving yourself. So Vyana Mudra is all about creating personal freedom, and that's what I want us to find in our practice today. A bit of freedom to explore our own practices, to make this practice your own. So we're going to work on opening up the heart space and the throat to help connect that in. So we'll do a couple of chest openers throughout the practice today, some back bends, and we're just going to move freely. So let's go ahead and start to really concentrate that breath now into the chest space, into the heart space. So of course, allow the breath to begin and end in the belly, but I want you to just really feel that prana, that breath expanding the chest, expanding the heart space, maybe even creating new space all around the heart as you continue to breathe into this personal freedom. Feeling warm around the chest, feeling connected into the heart. Pulling as much breath in as you can and fully releasing all of that air before you find a new breath. We'll take one more round here. Releasing the mudra. Inviting a little bit of movement into the hands now. And let's roll off of the bolster, allowing the bolster to now be removed from your mat. And then we'll come back onto your backs. Hug the knees into your chest. And we'll just find an easy twist here. So let's drop the knees to the right. Open up the arms looking to the left. You can always support that top knee with your right hand if you like. Taking a couple more breaths here to create that beautiful length down the left side body, from the left fingers all the way up and over the glutes, the ITB, down the knee. And as you breathe in, roll back onto your backs. Give the knees a squeeze into the chest. Drop the knees now over to the left, creating that same lengthening twist on the right side. Hopefully feeling a little bit of space being created and opened up in through the lower back here, along the back side of your pelvis. And still feeling that warmth and that space all through the heart, just slowly opening that space as we flow through our practice today. Maybe it still feels a bit blocked, that's okay. Let's just continue to breathe and to allow this flow, to allow this time to create that warmth and to create that openness through the chest. Roll back onto your backs. And let's start to rock and roll, building up momentum here with each rock and roll up and down the spine. One more, roll all the way up. Find your tabletop. So we all know what our tabletop is now. So finding that neutral spine position to begin, supporting yourself with strong hands and slightly twisting those hands out just so that the pointer fingers are parallel with the outside of your mats. Okay, let's go ahead and find some cat and cows here. Let's take 5 rounds of breath in your cat and cow. And because today is all about you creating freedom in your practice, I want you to create any movement here that feels good to you. So as long as you inhale when you find a cow shape and you exhale when you find a cat shape, that's all that matters. You can bend the elbows, you can swirl the spine, you can circle through the hips, whatever feels good to you. We've got 2 more rounds of breath. Last round. Coming into your neutral spine. Melting heart, walk the hands forward, drop the chin or the forehead down. Leaving the arms out straight and the hips high here as you work to put those shoulders back into their intended place. And as you work to bring that space all through the heart here. If bringing the chin or the forehead down to the mat isn't comfortable, you could always place a block underneath that chin or forehead. Let's take 1 more round of breath. Then slide those hands back in underneath your shoulders. Tuck the toes, and let's find your way up into down dog. Taking a moment here to work into your downward dog shape. So maybe walking out the legs, maybe coming on to the sides of the feet. Just getting a little bit of movement here and using these beginning shapes to start that belief in your mind, that belief in your body, that you have the freedom to explore all of these shapes at your own pace and your own style. So make them your own. Acknowledge that your body is different than anyone else's, and so that the shape is going to feel unique to you, and you're going to create it unique to your needs. And let's start to come into a bit of stillness here, making sure feet are hip width, hands are shoulder width, plugging into the mat through the finger pads, through the toe pads, maybe even gripping onto the mat through those finger pads. Go ahead and roll those inner thighs up and back. Push the chest further back to the thighs. Elongate up to the ceiling, to the sky through the hips. And then we're going to find 5 body waves here. So we're going to take inhales and roll into high plank, and we're going to take exhales and roll back into down dog. So on your breath in, lengthen the body out, come into your high plank, shoulders over wrist. On your exhale, bend the knees, push the chest back to the thighs, and then straighten the legs back into down dog. We've got 4 more of those. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, roll back into down dog. 3 more, roll with the breath. Exhale to down dog. 2 more, rolling forward, rolling back. Last one. Landing in your down dog. And then we're gonna jump forward, but I want you to jump forward, landing the feet as wide as your mat, coming into a bit of a short goddess pose. So we're gonna jump forward into a squat. So come up onto the balls of your feet, bend the knees, push the chest back towards those knees, and put the weight into your hands. Now jump forwards, jumping the feet outside of the hands into a squat, reach the arms forward. Inhale, reach the arms up, straighten the legs. Exhale, hands to heart space. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, back into the squat. And then forward fold. Heel toe those feet a little bit together. Come into a halfway lift, lengthening out the back. And then we'll find our first vinyasa. So bring the hands down, step the feet back. You can leave the knees lifted, or you can bring the knees down and find your low plank. Remember to slightly come forward, then lower all the way down. Let's widen the hands wider than your mat. And let's find a couple of cobra flows. So let's inhale, push the chest up. Maybe straighten the elbows, look up. Exhale, come down. We'll do that 4 more times. Inhale up. Exhale down. 3 more. Rolling with that breath, getting that space all through the chest here. Rolling the chin up so that the throat gets length. Exhale down. Once more. Cobra. Exhale down. Bring the hands back underneath the shoulders. Find your way back into down dog. Lifting those hips up high. So we're going to do that variation of Sun A. We're going to do it twice more. So we're going to jump forward, jumping the feet outside of the hands into your shortened goddess squat. Arms reach forward. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to heart space. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, squat. Forward fold. Bit of animal movement here. Halfway lift. Hands come down, feet step or jump back. High to low plank. All the way down. Cobra pose. Inhale up and down dog. Exhale, pushing back. 1 more. Inhale, step or jump forward. Shortened goddess pose, arms forward. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to heart space. Inhale, arms reach up high. Exhale, squat. Forward fold. Flowy movement here. Halfway lift. Hands come down, feet step or jump back. Maybe coming into your first up dog if you're up for that. And down dog. Nice work. Let's take 2 more rounds of breath in your down dog. Relaxing the head. Letting those shoulder blades go up towards the pelvis. Right leg lifts up high. Keep the hips square. Keep the chest pushing back to that left knee. Now step the right foot in between the hands, setting up for crescent lunge. Inhale, reach the arms up to the sky. Square those hips off. Let the hips sink a little bit deep here. Keep that right knee over the right ankle. Find the breath. Take a breath in. Cactus arms, finding your crescent moon shape. So broaden through the elbows, lift up through the chest, lifting the chin up to the sky. So feel that length coming in through the throat here. Feel that space opening up into the chest as you try and even bring those elbows back a little bit. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, pyramid pose. We're going to straighten the front leg. You can leave that back leg how it is, or you can step that back foot up a little bit, flattening the back heel down. Keep the hips squaring off, and then fold over that front leg. Try and keep the spine as long as you can. Try and keep that left hip pushing forward and that right hip hugging back in. Relax the head and the neck. You're looking down at your big toe. On the inhale, take a big step back with that left foot, and then reach the arms up to the sky into your high lunge, your crescent lunge. Stay for 1 more breath in. Exhale, bring the hands down, step the foot back. Vinyasa begins. High to low plank. Inhale, open up the chest. Exhale, down dog. Let's bring that on to the other side. Left heel lengthens up to the sky. Push that chest further back to the right knee. Exhale, step that left foot in between the hands. Inhale, reach the arms up, creating your crescent lunge shape. Lift that pelvic floor up towards the belly button. Hug the belly button in. Reach that energy up through the crown chakra, up through the tops of your fingers, and breathe. Take a breath in. Exhale, crescent moon. Open up that space in your chest. Feel that freedom all around the diaphragm here as the breath becomes easier to circulate all around the torso. Keep length through the front of the throat. On the breath in, reach the arms up to the sky. Square off. Stay for the inhale. Exhale, begin your vinyasa, following a breath out down through low plank. Following the inhale to the front, open up, roll the shoulders back. Down dog, roll over the toes. We're gonna do that once more on each side. Right leg, three-legged dog. Exhale, sweep it through. Inhale, reach it up. Square off, breathe in. And then on the breath out, crescent moon. Get that space through the chest. Try and hug those elbows back a little bit even. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, pyramid pose. Straighten the front leg. Maybe step the back foot up. Maybe leave that back heel lifted up. That's kind of whatever works for you. You have the freedom to choose. I now realize we didn't do this on the other side. That's okay. We'll hold it a bit longer on the left side. Crescent lunge. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, flow low. Elbows brushing the sides of your body. Inhale, push the chest through, lift the heart up. Down dog, roll with that breath out. Left leg, three-legged dog. Crescent lunge. Inhale, reach up to the sky through the fingertips. Square off. Breathe in. Crescent moon. Get that beautiful space through the chest. Scoop the pelvis up slightly. Inhale, arms lengthen up. And then pyramid pose on this side, straightening the front leg. Again, your choice on what to do with the back leg. You can leave the heel lifted. You can step the foot up and ground that back foot down. Your choice. We're gonna hold here for 3 more breaths just to level out that stretch that we've created on the right side twice. One more round of breath. Inhale, crescent lunge. Stay for 1 more breath in, and then exhale, begin your flow down towards the mat. Inhale, roll up, roll those shoulders back more than you think. Down dog, coming back into home base here. Take a couple breaths. And then child's pose. Knees wide or knees together, your choice. Arms in front or arms beside you, your choice. Forehead resting down onto the mat. Let's take a couple moments here to settle the breath down, to feel a little bit more connected into that physical body, to feel a little bit more able to explore this flow and make it your own. And let's find 1 more round of breath. And then find your way back up into down dog, taking whatever movement you desire along the way. And then once you get there, taking a full round of breath. And then from your down dog shape, let's create 3-legged dog. So lift that right heel up to the sky. Keep the shoulders square to begin, and let's open up the hips, stacking them on top of one another. Keep that right foot flexed. Bend the knee, and maybe find a couple of circles through that ankle joint. Keep on lifting up through the knee. Start to put more weight into the left hand as you get light into the right hand. And we're gonna flip the dog, stepping the right foot towards the left hand, and push the hips up to the sky, reach the arm out in front. We're gonna drop the hips down to the mat, reaching the arm out in front of you, and then lift back up into that flip dog. So inhale, reach the hips up, open up the heart, reach forward, and now with control, find your way back into that 3-legged dog. So bringing the right hand down next to the left. Lift that right foot up to the sky. Stay in your three-legged dog for the inhale. Fallen triangle on your exhale. Bring the right foot to the outside of the left hand. Ground that left foot into the mat. And now pick that left arm up and push the hips up to the sky. Take a couple rounds of breath here. Reaching up high through the left fingers. Reaching up high through that left hip. Stay with me for one more round of breath. Exhale. Bring that left hand down. Step the right foot back down, dog. One more round of breath. Right leg, three-legged dog. Inhale. Step it forward this time. High lunge, crescent lunge. Inhale, reach up to the sky. Square off. Find a breath in. Arrowhead, sweep the arms back. Lengthen forward out through the top of your head. And we're gonna create some arrowhead crescent lunge circles here. So we're gonna inhale, keep on circling the arms back and then up, coming into your high lunge. Exhale, arrowhead, circle the arms forward, down and back. Inhale, circle the arms back and up, crescent lunge. Exhale, circle down into arrowhead. Inhale, circle up. Once more, finding that freedom of movement. Landing in your high lunge. And now we're gonna circle down into arrowhead, but keep the arms reaching forward. Start putting the weight into that right foot. Feel really light and bouncing in that left foot. And then let's launch into warrior three, maybe bringing hands to heart space for a bit more stability. Stay with me for one more round of breath. Stork pose. Gracefully sweep that left foot through. Reach the left knee up in front of your body. Reach the arms up to the sky. Finding 2 rounds of breath here. Plugging into the mat through the right foot. Lifting the left knee up towards the nose. Reach up through the fingertips. Breathe in. Forward fold. Breathe out. Really nice work. Slow and steady folding down. Heel toe the feet towards one another. Find Tadasana alignment with the feet. And then we're gonna find chair pose. I'm going to turn to face you. You stay just as you are. Chair pose, sweep the floor with the fingertips. Put the weight into the heels as you reach the arms up. Lengthen down through the lower back. Open up the heart space. Breathe in. Diver's pose. We're gonna come up onto the balls of the feet. Sweep the arms back behind you, kind of like you would in an arrowhead. Now bring the heels down, arms up, chair pose, breathe in. Diver's pose, breathe out, lift those heels up. Chair pose, inhale. Diver's pose, exhale. Chair pose, breathe in. Bring hands down through heart space. Twisted chair to the right. Let's create a bit of length on the inhale. Then we'll twist to the right on the exhale, pushing those hands down to heart space. Push the hands into the center. Lengthen forward to the front of your room through the top of your head. Look over that top shoulder. Stay in this twisted chair for one more breath in. Start putting the weight into that right foot and take a big step back with the left foot, finding twisted crescent lunge. Keep that core strong. We'll stay here for one more round of breath, maybe opening the arms if that's there for you. And then warrior two. Circle the arms around, open up, ground into that back foot. Finding a little bit of space to breathe here. Feeling that warmth through the belly, that warmth through the heart space. As you feel that prana, that breath circling all around. One more round of breath. And then we're going to reverse warrior. Reach the right arm up to the sky. This time reach the left arm in front of you, having the shoulders now square to the front. Lean back a little bit more. Stay for an inhale. Extended side angle. Reach the left arm up and over and reach the right arm back. So using some core strength here, to hold yourself in your extended side angle as you reach the heart up to the sky. Stay for the breath in. Exhale, bring the hands down to frame that front foot. Step back into a high plank. Stay here for 3. You're strong for 2. Hold for 1. Side plank with the right hand down. So right hand stays down. Left arm reaches up to the sky. Push the hips up high, creating a rainbow shape with the body. You're trying to get the feet stacked on top of one another and flex those toes, pulling the toes towards your nose. You could always support yourself with that bottom knee down. I want you to stay here for one more round of breath. Holding for the inhale. Exhale into high plank. Hold for the breath in. Finally, low plank. Vinyasa begins. Cobra or up dog. And down dog. Let's take 5 rounds of breath, creating a bit of space for you to come back into your breath, to maybe find a child's pose. And if you've come into child's pose, join us back into your down dog. And we'll get ready to create this flow on the other side. So from your down dog, find your 3-legged dog. Lift that left heel up to the sky. Keep the shoulders squaring off to begin. Open the hips on top of one another. Bend that knee, point up through the knee, flex down through the heel, roll the ankle a couple of times. Start to get heavy into the right hand, light in the left hand as you begin to flip your dog, stepping the left foot towards the right hand. Push the hips up to the sky. Now you could stay here or you could try that hip drop with me. Bring the hips down, reach the left arm forward. Inhale, lift the hips back up, reach that left arm forward. Stay here with me for one more round of breath. And then exhale, gracefully find your way back into that 3-legged dog, taking as little movement as possible. And now we create our fallen triangle. Left foot steps to the outside of the right hand, right foot plugs into the mat, hips push up to the sky, right arm reaches up directly over the left. Keep on reaching up, keep on opening up. Find a freedom here, find space and breathe. Exhale back into your down dog shape. One more round of breath. Left leg, 3-legged dog. Inhale, lift it up high. Exhale, sweep it through. Find your crescent lunge. Reach up through those fingertips, square off. Find the breath again. That beautiful wave of breath rolling up, rolling down. Take an inhale. Exhale, arrowhead, plug into the mat through the ball of the right foot. Sweep those left arms behind you. I want you to roll those shoulder caps back. Lift up through the hands, strong through the core, and then circle the arms back and up into your high lunge. Hands stacked over shoulders, shoulders stacked over hips. Breathe in. Exhale, circle the arms forward, down, and back into arrowhead. Inhale, circle the arms back and up into crescent lunge. Twice more. Make the movement yours. Breathe out to arrowhead. Breathe into high lunge. Once more. Exhale down and back. Inhale up. Now we're going to reach the arms forward. Start putting the weight into that left foot. Launch up into your warrior 3. Maybe use a wall in front of you. Maybe bring hands to heart space. It's okay to wobble. I sure am. Stay here for one more round of breath. And then bring that right knee up in front of you, finding your stork pose. When you're ready, if you want, reach those arms up overhead. Find one more round of breath. Breathing in. Exhale, forward fold. One more round of breath here and begin to heel toe those feet towards one another for Tadasana alignment. I'm going to turn to face you. You stay as you are, and we'll find our chair pose now, putting the weight into the heels as you lift the arms up. Scoop that pelvis up. Stay here with me for one more. Inhale, diver's pose. Sweep the arms back, come up onto the balls of the feet. The heels are lifted up off of the mat. Inhale, heels down, arms up, chair pose. Exhale, diver's pose. 3 more times. Inhale up. Exhale back. For 2. For last time. Chair pose. Bring the hands down through heart space. Create a bit of length. Twisted chair to the left on the breath out. Right elbow hooks just behind that left knee. Hands push down into heart space. Keep the hips level by scooping that pelvis up and scooping the belly up. Stay in your twisted chair. And hang with me for one more breath and start putting the weight into that left foot. Take a big step back with the right foot, finding your high lunge. So you're up high on the ball of the back foot. Maybe open the arms. And then warrior 2. Sweep the arms up and around. Plug into the mat through that back foot. Find your breath. Deepen into the lunge. One more round of breath. Reverse warrior, reach the left arm up towards the sky. Reach the right arm forward, having the shoulders now square. Lean further back. Breathe in. Extended side angle, reach the right arm up and over. Reach the left arm back. Use the strength of your core. Open up the chest, so turn the heart up. Stay with me for one more inhale. Exhale, bring the hands down, frame that front foot, step back into your high plank and hold here for 3, for 2, for 1. Side plank on the left hand stays down, right arm stretches up to the sky, create that rainbow shape. Try and get your feet stacked on top of one another or work towards that. Flex the toes for 3, for 2, for 1. High plank, stay for the inhale. Low plank, exhale, come on down. Cobra or up dog. And child's pose. Let's take a few breaths here. Finding your preferred variation of child's pose. We've got just a little bit more movement here, a little bit more freedom to explore and dance in these powerful shapes. So let's find your way back into your down dog. And start to put the weight into the hands. Come up onto the balls of your feet, bend the knees. Step or jump forward into a halfway lift. Forward fold. Tall mountain, inhale, roll up. Hands to heart space, open mouth, release some heat. I'm gonna turn to face you. You stay just as you are. We're gonna come into 2 balancing poses. We're gonna do eagle and then dancers. Dancers is a really great opportunity to create that personal freedom all throughout the heart space. So to begin an eagle pose, we're gonna put the weight into the right foot to begin. So we're gonna start reaching those arms up overhead. Lift the left knee up towards your chest, just like you would in stork pose. And then we're gonna wrap and wind that left leg around your right, trying to hook the left toes around the right calf. If that doesn't happen, tap the left toes down outside of the blade of the right foot. So you've got 2 options there. Then we're gonna bring the right arm underneath the left. So we're gonna cross out the elbows, wind at the forearms until the palms touch. Thumbs pointing towards your face. Lift the elbows up to shoulder height. If this bind doesn't happen, that's no problem. Just give yourself a hug, have the right elbow underneath the left elbow, and then let those shoulder blades melt down your back. So you've got your 2 variations, and we're gonna stay here for 2 more rounds of breath, trying to bring those elbows and knees closer towards one another, using the strength of your lower core here to hold you in for 1 more inhale. Exhale, let's unravel into dancer's pose. It's okay if you touch the ground in between. We're gonna kick that left heel towards the left bum and reach the right arm up to the sky as you grab that left foot from the inside. Hug the knees together, reach up, activate the core for a breath in. Exhale into dancer's pose, reach forward with the right hand, kick back into the left hand. Keep strong through the right big toe, getting a little bit of a back bend here as you work to bring that back foot over your head one day, maybe today. Keep on reaching forward, keep on breathing. Stay here with me. Right quadricep is strong, right big toe is grounding. Stay here with me for one more breath in. Exhale down, tall mountain. Hands to heart space. Shake it out. Let that all go. So this is just a bit of fun. So what's great about doing eagle and then dancers is we wind that energy all up. We bind it all up so that when you open up into dancers, then that energy is open and free to explore, kind of like you're using all this fresh prana to then open up and dance. So let's create these two poses on the left side. Ground down into the left foot. Start coming up onto the ball of the right foot. Reach the arms up overhead. Reach that right knee up into your chest, so it's beginning in your stork pose. Wrap and wind the legs. Right leg goes around the left. Try and hook those toes. Remember, you could always balance down with the right toes. Left arm goes underneath the right. Cross that elbows, wind up forearm until palms touch, or you could be giving yourself a hug with left arm underneath the right. Everyone lift elbows up to shoulder height. Everyone melt shoulder blades down the back. Scoop the pelvis up. Push the knees towards the center, pushing them against one another. Use drishti focus. Find one thing to look at. Stay here with me for 2 more rounds of breath. Now let's unravel into that freedom of dancer's pose. Bring that right heel towards your right bum. Lift the left arm up to the sky as you grab that right foot from the inside. Hug knees together. Reach up through the fingertips. Breathe in. Exhale, reach forward, kick back. Create your dancer's pose. The more you reach forward, the more you kick back. It's a balancing pose, so balance out the weight from the front hand to the back foot. Keep on kicking back. Get that beautiful space down the inside of the right arm. The more you kick back, push down into the earth. Stay here with me for one more round of breath. Tall mountain. Inhale, reach it up. Hands to heart space, open mouth. Shake it out. Let's roll through one last vinyasa of our class. Tall mountain, inhale up. Forward fold, exhale down. Halfway lift. High to low plank, last vinyasa. Make it count. Inhale up. Exhale back. 5 body waves. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, bend knees, push chest back to the knees. Straighten the legs, down dog. 4 more times, move with your breath. Inhale creates high plank. Exhale gets you back into down dog. 3 more. Breathe in, ripple forward. Breathe out, roll it back. For 2. Last time, roll with the breath. Back into down dog. Child's pose. Okay, we're going to take one more round of breath here. And then we're going to come to lie onto your bellies. So just slide on forward, lying all the way down. Bring hands underneath your shoulders and have the chin just resting down onto the mat. So we're going to do just a couple of back bends here. And we're doing this so that we, again, work into that heart space, creating that chest, creating space in that chest. So we're going to start by just floating the hands in a cobra pose. So let's take an inhale, lift the head and the chest up, roll those shoulders back, keep the feet down, but lift the hands up. Keep on lifting the hands up, keep on lifting the heart up. See if you can reach up that little bit more. Stay with me for one more round of breath. And then come back down to the mat. You can turn the right cheek down, and this time relax arms down by your sides. And now we're gonna find locust pose. So to do that, you're gonna bring that chin back into center line, interlace hands behind you. We're gonna do a bound arm locust pose. So let's begin by just, again, lifting the head and the chest up, lift the hands away from the bum, roll the shoulders back. Now let's see if you can lift the feet and the shins and the knees and the thighs up, and then lift up that little bit more. Stay with me for one more round of breath. Lift up through the feet, lift up through the hands, lift up through the heart, and relax down. Left cheek goes down to the mat. So we're gonna do that one more time. I'm gonna give you 5 rounds of breath to do your bound locust. So we'll again begin with hands bound behind you, and we'll lift everything up from that first inhale. So let's go ahead and set ourselves up. Chin comes back into center, hands interlace behind the bum, roll the shoulders back. All right, inhale, lift head and feet up, knees and chest up, thighs are up off of the mat, hands rolling away from the bum. Keep on reaching up, keep on kicking up. You've got 3 more rounds of breath. Stay with me, breathe. Push the pelvis into the mat, kick up a bit higher, and relax down to the mat. Lift the heels up and windshield wipe the knees back and forth. And we're gonna come to sit back onto your heels now. So coming to sit back onto your heels, we're gonna set up for hero pose. So a couple of options in your hero pose. You can, I'll start with option A, the full version. So we're sitting down in between our heels. So bum is down onto the ground, knees are bent, heels hugging back towards the hips. And they're gonna grab your bolster or your cushion, pull it in towards the tailbone. It's running long like your spine, and you're gonna simply recline on over that. Relax the arms down by your sides. Now, if this isn't accessible for you, which is very normal for it not to be accessible, you can have both knees bent. If you have happy knees, but you're just not able to get that recline, have both knees bent and just simply begin to lean. You can always be leaning against a wall as well, or you could come down onto your forearms. So that's an option. If your knees aren't happy about this position, have one leg out straight for half hero. So you'd have one leg out straight, and then you could recline all the way down onto the bolster, or find that variation down onto your forearms or a wall. So we're gonna take 10 total more breaths here. So I'm gonna let you count your breath at home. If you're in this half hero variation, 5 breaths on each side. So we'll spend just a little bit more time here allowing everyone to get what they need to out of this pose. Feel free to pause the video and ensure that you're getting those 10 full breaths. And we'll then meet back into a child's pose with knees together and forehead down. But we'll take just a couple more minutes here, a couple more breaths here. Okay, and then we'll all come to sit up. So if you're coming from the recline, use elbows and hands to push you up. Keep on walking the hands forward, and then bring the knees together, sit back onto the heels, bring the forehead down, and just use this as a moment to bring some space back into that lower back. And then we're gonna come to sit ourselves up. We're gonna find a wall and sit back against that wall space and do some hip stretches with the wall. So if you wanna move your mat, feel free to do so. So sitting back against the wall, we're gonna create a figure 4 leg shape. So you wanna have a little bit of space between your bum and the wall, and we'll begin with our right foot down, and we'll cross the left ankle over the right side, just below the knee. So we're gonna have a bit of a flex in that left foot, not too much, just a bit to protect that left knee. So the further your foot is away from your bum, the less intense the stretch is gonna be. So the more you hug that right foot in towards the bum, and the more you sit closer towards the wall, the deeper the stretch is gonna be. And then we're gonna use the support of the wall behind us to breathe and relax. Always embracing support as much as possible in our slower yin postures of our postnatal practice. So I hope that you've been enjoying freely flowing on your mat up until this point, and having that time to gift yourself that freedom just to explore your body and your time, something that is so rare to find in that day-to-day life of a mother. That freedom to just explore you, your space, what you have to offer, what your body is capable of, not wondering about the milestones of a baby, their schedule, any of that, just being consumed by you for just a couple moments in your day. We'll take a few more breaths here on this side. And let's switch legs. So you'll bring this left foot down, and the right foot will cross over. So it can be easier to start with the foot further out from the wall, and then you can kind of hug that heel, that left heel further into the left bum and stop where you feel that sweet spot. So once you get yourself situated, go ahead and relax the hands down. Let the shoulders relax away from the ears and really melt into the wall. Embrace this support here. It's a great one to have a little one like leaning against your shin or playing with your top shin. It's definitely, once you come down to the ground, the children tend to start really playing with you, and I think it can be quite fun, especially in that hero pose that we were in before. When I was setting up this flow, my littlest one, Leona, was enjoying some nice cuddles with me. And then my biggest one came in and we were doing some airplane after that. So feel free to, again, make this practice your own. If kids are a part of this practice with you, have fun with it. Incorporate them into the poses. Use them as support as well. Allow their body weight to deepen you into some postures. We'll take a few more rounds of breath. And we're gonna lengthen those legs out in front of you and just sit up tall for a moment. Relax the legs out straight. And then we're gonna come into a forward fold, and we're gonna use the wall once more. So we're gonna stand up and turn to face the wall. I'm just gonna level my mat out there. So facing towards the wall here, I want your feet to be as wide as your mat, if not even a little bit wider. So I'm stepping my feet just outside of the mat. So we're doing a short stance of a wide-legged forward fold, and we're gonna have our spine against the wall. So you can be as close to the wall as you're comfortable with. The closer you are to the wall, the deeper the support and the deeper the stretch is gonna be. So once you find your distance from the wall, we're gonna circle the body down to the left, and then let the spine come in towards the wall. Let the legs be as straight as is comfortable for you, and then just relax the arms down in front of you. Now you can have the hands down on either side of your feet, or they can be underneath, reaching behind you. Another fun option is to let the arms reach up the wall. So you decide where it feels good for you to relax your hands, and then just simply breathe. Again, embracing the support of the wall. And especially if you're in that 6 weeks to 6 months phase of your postnatal journey, finding these shorter stances of your wide-legged folds are a bit nicer. So once we get past that 6 and 8 month mark, it isn't as bad and isn't as an ordeal to have those wider stances. But it's really great to acknowledge that, you know, in those first 6 months at least of your postnatal journey, you're working to bring the body back into alignment. So we talked about that last week. So just acknowledging that into your practice, even your warrior stances and your lunge stances, no need to take massive wide lunges. We'll stay here for a few more rounds of breath. And then we'll circle the body to the other direction. So coming out the other direction so that you create a full circle with the body, and then come to stand facing the wall, heel toe the feet together just a little bit. So they're about hip width, and then close the eyes down. Find a neutral stance for just a moment. Let the blood pressure and the blood flow recalibrate. And then we'll come back down to the wall and we'll set up for a waterfall shavasana. So coming down to the wall, and you can set yourself up any way you like. You could have a bolster or a block underneath your bum. I like to just have the ground underneath my bum. So coming in at perpendicular, sweeping those legs up, staying as close to the wall as possible, relaxing the arms down in front of you, and finding that comfortable, restful place. As always, feel free to pause the video here and enjoy your own shavasana experience. Otherwise, you can hang with me and I'll settle you into your shavasana and then bring you out and we'll end the class together. So let's find 3 really big rounds of breath, and on that third breath, we're going to find lion's breath. So inhale through the nose. Open mouth, exhale. Once more like that. Now on this last time, lion's breath, that means tongue goes out on the exhale. Inhale through the nose. Open mouth, tongue out. Relaxing down to the mat. Soften the forehead, soften the eyes, the cheekbones, the jaw. Let the tongue relax away from the roof of your mouth. Let the belly soften and the fingertips just slightly curl up to the sky. Feel that warmth all around your heart space. Acknowledging that connection that you've created to yourself. That space that you opened up. And then feel long through the front of your neck. Acknowledging that length and that courage that you created all around your voice. Having the freedom to love yourself and those around you. Having the freedom to use your voice to share that love, to speak your truth. Relishing in those 2 sensations as you begin to fully embrace this shavasana experience for as long as possible. Begin to deepen your breath. Breathing in that beautiful fresh breath into the body. Finding a little bit of movement through the fingers and toes of that body. As you're ready, you can roll the legs off of the wall to either side that works for you in your space. Curling up here into a little ball and taking a moment, this final moment to yourself. And then joining me in a comfortable seat on your mat to close the practice. Bringing the hands to heart space. Sitting up tall. Leaving hands at heart space. Acknowledging that compassion that begins within and is then able to extend out to our little ones and those around us. Namaste.